mixing cultures, sometimes we have some issues. But before we go there, let's talk about the stages of culture shock. When we are moving into a new culture, we tend to go through these 4 phases. The first one, honeymoon. In this honeymoon phase, everything feels so exciting. Everything feels like an adventure. I remember when I first came to China, taking the subway was such an adventure. It was so many people and they were all moving and I was like, wow, this is incredible. Like I just couldn't believe it. And so there was this honeymoon stage. Then we moved to frustration. In this stage, little differences of culture start to irk us a little bit. It starts to irritate us. So again, in the beginning where I thought the subway was super exciting, I started to get a little bit annoyed. Oh, why does it take so long to get on the subway? Oh, it's so crowded. Oh, it's so hot. And I started to get really frustrated with riding the subway and then therefore get frustrated with the country I was in. The next stage is adjustment. In this stage, we start to adjust ourselves to solve the problems or the things that we're frustrated with. And so for me, when I started to get frustrated at the subway, well, I stopped taking the subway. I bought a bike and I started riding the bike places. Or I avoided the subway during times when it was really crowded and I knew it was going to be crowded. Or I would take a taxi. And so I started to adjust and make some adjustments to myself because I was frustrated with the subway and make adjustments. Well, now, 15 years later of taking the subway, I don't even notice it. It is a part of my life. I get on the subway, I don't barely notice how many people are there. I just get in there, I get on the subway, I look where I need to go, and I just go. I accept what's happening, and I accept this part of the culture. So these are the stages of culture shock. And what's really evident, what's really important whenever you are experiencing a new culture is to recognize what stage you're in and how you're adjusting to it.